MeghalayaPost.news.
Hakajungi lang ba jong kiraba snong naboro ko ka district kabalalong menta kasingi ha parishol nong po kinoilam snong Ri Bhoi ha po kalama kasanjuk kiraba snong menta kasingi klayo banyakran markmat bot umentri rang ba ka jalaw konrad ki sangma ban pynsngew shibun kijinge kum ka bording electric ka college sarkar uput usam bat kijinge kipat kaput kajing tu kimrat oddo na sabar ka jala nadu kisnang kisiar bat kiwei
It always happens to me that whenever I speak, it always rains. And when I stop speaking, the rain also gets over. So when I stop speaking in India, the rain stops. Now also I just forgot to speak and it is raining now. Anyway, this is a showers of blessings. And this is a good moment for us. And I believe that this very, very important historic meeting today is taking place, which will pave the way for us to be able to resolve, if not every issue, but to be able to resolve many issues and be able to bring the people and the government together, to work together, the traditional institutions to work together for the betterment of our society, of the people, and specifically of the poor. Coming to the points, I would request that this interaction program, you can please be free to talk and share your ideas with me. So I will reply just one by one to the questions and the issues that are raised. And in the interest of time, I think we can stick to about maybe 5-6 people. I think okay. Not too many, otherwise we'll have to provide dinner also, not just lunch. Regarding the government college, right now what we as a government have decided that we want to support brownfield projects and give granted aid to colleges and to promote people's college. That is the model that we are promoting as of now, and I'll tell you why. The reason is because the expenditure that we have in one government college, with that same money and that same expenditure, we can support about 5 people's colleges. So, keeping the monetary impact in mind, we in the Education Department decided that let us support and give structured pay at the government rate or the government scale to the different colleges that are there in different districts and different areas, and support them so that the overall education level at the college education can be supported, and we can support more colleges at the grassroots level. So that is the model that we have been following. As you are aware, today 23 people's colleges are running, and we approximately pay close to 50 crores to these people's college, and it has been a great blessing. If we had gone to the government college, then because of other expenditures involved and other formalities involved, with the same money of 50 crores, maybe only 5 government colleges would have been functioning. So, keeping that in mind, we have gone with People's College, but I can understand Ri Bhoi being a very, very large area and education facilities being very, very scarce and very less. I will definitely examine this demand for government college. I don't want to promise because honestly I will do my homework before I say anything. But I can assure you one thing, that definitely under People's College, we will support many, many colleges. I can assure you that. We intend to support.
Besides Ri Bhoi district having 4 stages of power distribution unit, but the frequent disruption, it has really affected the basic needs, either in domestic activities, institutional sector, and especially the business sector. That is number one. And number two, so on finding out from the Sujuk, the Rambashta, on finding out that why this had happened, there are some agendas at some point received from departments that there are shortage of manpower, either through the linemen, either through the experts or the engineers on the field. So I would request our Honorable Chief Minister to take a look at this matter. I think all the headmen will agree with me that the disruption of power in this area, especially our Ri Bhoi district, has really hampered our daily activities. Thank you, sir.
Was April or May?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That means,
So the structures etc. is very old, sir. So this problem of the completion.
it's a size.
What is one name of the station?
To understand the problem, why this happens so often. The entire power sector is divided into three parts: generation, transmission, and distribution. So where we have problem in this area where the frequent disruption takes place is in the distribution area. Now, why does the distribution have these problems? When we have to distribute power to villages, we have to create different stations and substations. These substations and stations basically control a specific area. Now, in Meghalaya for the last 54 years, the problem is that the investment that was required to be made in distribution, and especially under substations, was not done in a balanced manner. And for whatever reason, the infrastructure in and around Shillong, because it's a capital and from some time, the major substations and investments were made in and around Shillong. And therefore, almost all the other areas across our state, they have suffered. It's not just Nongpo, it's the same in almost all the rural areas. You go to Ram Hills, you go to Southwest Khasi Hills, you come to Ri Bhoi, and also if you go towards some parts of Plain Hills. Our main problem is because of lesser substations. Now let me explain how this works. If there is a substation that is out here, which handles this entire route, that's what's happening. So one substation is today covering 100 square kilometers, for example. If there is some cut in the power or some trip that takes place out here, that person living out there also the power goes off. Right in the corner of this room. And if the power trips out there in that corner also, the power goes off here. This is the complexity of substation. Now imagine, this is only one route, but imagine 100 square kilometers if one substation is handling this. Then it becomes very, very difficult to immediately restore the power back because it takes time for us to figure out where the trimming took place. So therefore, you see this kind of situation that takes place in the power sector because of the distribution network, transmission network not having sufficient substations as we must have. That is a legacy problem and a problem we have been facing for 54 years plus. Now, two reasons or two solutions to this. The first solution is, of course, that we construct more substations. So once we have many, many substations, and this one room is divided into 4 parts, one substation handling this, one substation handling this, one substation handling this, and one substation up there. Then any trimming that takes place here is not going to affect the rest of the sections. So therefore, we need to create more substations, which is what we are doing. But the requirement is over 100 plus substations. I think maybe around 150. And each substation costs roughly about 10 crores. So as a government, we have taken a conscious decision, number one, to at least start in a phase-wise manner. So we take about 10-15 substations every year and we start building them up. Good news for Nongpo is that a very large 132 kV substation is being constructed. It's almost completed. I hope that maybe in the next 2-3 months we'll be able to charge it also. And once that substation comes up, you will have a large relief, at least in this area, in the adjoining areas.
Through your initiatives like the mission and then streams through CM really has caused production of pynsngew in the state, especially in Ri Bhoi district. And honestly, now in every household they have started rearing pigs, and they have with the pigs that we are running, it's always available in the market and the local market also. But at the same time, sir, because of the supply of pigs from outside the state, especially from Assam and other parts of the country, the local farmers, especially the pigs market, has been affected. Now the thing is that why our market, local market, is being affected is that there has been, unregulated supply from outside the state. At the same time, there is no market mechanism to support the local market. It's not only pigs, but even other livestock also. There has been, supply from many roads that connect the district. But because of the unregulated market, the whole market is being affected. So our request to you, sir, is that if we can find means to regulate the market, at the same time to have support price mechanism to support the local farmers in production of pigs and other livestock as well, we would be very grateful from the side of the City of Promotion.
The facts from the veterinary department. So in Meghalaya, roughly as of now, we have on an average 50% deficiency in the supply of livestock. 50%. So just to share a number with you, roughly Meghalaya consumes about 2,000 crores worth of meat and livestock every year. About 2,000 crores based on market prices plus and minus. Out of that, about 33,000 metric tons is fish. But you'll be surprised to know that we consume 33,000 metric tons of fish. But locally from Meghalaya itself, we only produce 20 to 22,000 metric tons. So 30,000 metric tons still comes from outside the state because the demand is there. Similarly, I don't remember for the others so much, but big pork I remember. So pork demand is roughly about 18,000 metric tons in this year. You'll be surprised, fish is more. So we have about 18,000 metric tons of demand for pork. And as per the current detail, again I'm talking purely statistics of the veterinary department, we have a production of about 10,000 to 11,000 metric tons, which means we are still short of 8,000 metric tons, which we have to get or we are buying from outside. And this is a fact. I mean, production has been going up, but we still have not been able to produce enough for ourselves. And this is a real fact. Now, that is the reason why we came up with a piggery mission. Because we realized that 50% of the meat is coming from outside. And if 2,000 crores is the consumption every year of Meghalaya, which means our people are paying 1,000 crores to outside producers to buy the meat that is coming from outside. That means it's a loss for our entrepreneurs, it's a loss for our farmers, and it's an opportunity for our people to be able to supply that particular meat, be it pork, poultry, egg, fish, chicken, whatever. So this is really where we are right now. Now coming to the specific point of pig and pork, there could be some kind of a market complexity right now in Ri Bhoi and Shillong. It could be happening in this particular phase. I am aware about that. But is that the supply from outside is still needed because we are not able to produce enough for ourselves. But in order to promote our own folk and our own people, by coming up with the say a price, a minimum price, which is of course very difficult. I don't think it will be possible for us to have a minimum support price for pork, because then every product will have to have that, and it will open up a very difficult angle for the government. But promoting the local market and promoting our local farmers is something that I'm happy to do. So therefore, apart from the piggery mission that we are doing, apart from the CM Elevate program, which we will do more to help our people, I will definitely examine the pork market, prime market, so that we can have piggery, pork, as well as other markets. And I think it will be great if we can do it in collaboration with the Sinjuki, Nambashno, and we can work with all of you. And there will be some partnership, because for government, we don't want to run it. We want the public to run it. We want the community to run it. So this is something I will definitely explore it and very, very positively examine it. We have created many markets, farmers markets in many parts of the state. I'll be happy to examine this also. Of course, land is going to be an issue, but then since all of you are here, I hope you get the support for the land and we'll be able to create this. And it will make a lot of sense, because again, I hope that apart from being able to meet our own requirements of the meat consumption that we do, that we'll be able to also supply to the rest of the Northeast in the days to come. And that's really the opportunity which we're looking at. And that's why, as I said, we're coming up with so many schemes at the CM Elevate and Prime and all these things. So I'll be very happy to look into it. Regarding control of the products from outside the state, of course, district administration will have to play a very key role in that. We cannot stop it completely, but we can have different measures to check the safety aspects of it and see how they're coming in, if they're undercutting, how come they're undercutting, is it bad quality pork that they're providing, how is it that this is happening. So, this kind of shocks that this suppliers, by bringing meat from outside, is creating, is obviously creating a problem for our people. So district administration
said by our president of the Sindhu that we, the Nambashno, are willing to work hand in hand with the government. So we are also expecting the government to work hand in hand with us, the Nambashno, and also the people of the areas. So, sir, there are some important points, and also a very important point, sir, regarding our border areas, where we people living in the border areas, especially in local areas, we face lots of problems regarding of many things, from road connectivity to electricity and other facilities also, sir. So I'll go point-wise. So first I'll go with the road connectivity. So my village, I am a sort of Meghalaya village, and my village is a border with borders areas, so many adjacent villages which is connected to my village. So we have roads that are connecting from Meghalaya to different village in these local areas, where the road condition is very bad, sir. So it finds very difficult for the people who are living in those areas to transport through our village to get to access to different help from the government or government offices. So there are mainly 4 roads which are connected from Meghalaya to the border areas. One is from Meghalaya to Jatalong, which is about 2 kilometers, and another one is from Meghalaya to Plek via Kumsalian, around 2 kilometers. Another one is from Dauso to Sabla, about 2 kilometers. Another one is from Talang to Pynmih. These are the main roads that the people from the borders area use to travel for transportation. And I request you, sir, to have a look on these conditions and make an improvement of the road connectivity. And second point is correction of GPS mapping error. most of the village in the top 2 areas, which you all know, the residents of these areas, we know that these are the land of Meghalaya, but most of the land is already included in the Google mapping of Assam. And this includes the conflict areas and also the non-conflict areas. So I have also prepared a separate memorandum here. So I request one of my colleagues to user. I have also prepared a photocopy where one part of my Malasai village is already enclosed or included in Assam boundary. So I request to have a look at this. So this is a very serious matter that we as the people of especially Malasai area are not able to accept this.
First, of course, the roads that we mentioned. We have been talking with Assam government for the last many years. Especially after the NDA government came in, we have been very actively pursuing this matter. And I'm sure all of you are aware that we have very clearly agreed that development should not be stopped. So therefore, of course, the areas are very big, the requirements are many, and hence we cannot solve everything in one go. But now that we specifically mentioned 4 roads, about 2 kilometers each, I would, of course, our Deputy CM in charge of PWD is here. Once the PWD department does the basic survey, politically, since the Assam elections also now are over, politically we will take up this matter with Assam government to ensure that they do not intervene in the development aspect, because they have agreed, both the state governments have agreed that when development comes in with consultation, there should not be any problem. So we will work on this, but as I said, allow the PWD to just do a bit of a survey and then get back to me. But definitely this is one area which I will personally look into. Second, you mentioned about the Google map and the issue of the villages which are well within Meghalaya but are not being shown. So again, now that elections are over in Assam, I will definitely take up this matter with the Assam Chief Minister and ensure that this is brought out in the next talks that we have, and accordingly inform Google and the other GPS companies to ensure, mainly Google of course, to ensure that this rectification is made if what you are saying is correct. So I mean, I don't know, so I don't want to express in front of everybody without finding out the facts, but what you said is true, then definitely that is to be rectified. Because these are not area differences, these are already areas which are well within Meghalaya as per your statement. And if that is the case, then the GPS and the Google Maps should reflect this also. Third point you mentioned about the electricity. Again, if you can give me specific names of the villages which are affected, I will definitely find out. We are Government of India, Government of Assam and our own government. We are all working to ensure that under a special scheme for RDSS, all the villages which have been left out must be covered. So therefore, if you give me the names of the villages, I presume that your villages must be in that list in Meghalaya. So let me find that out. So just give me that. Is it in your memorandum? Okay, I need the names of the villages. So once you have the names of the villages, then I'll be able to take it up and I will find out and we will get back to you on this. I hope you put your mobile number on there. And the last point you mentioned was regarding the health, that the manpower is less in the PHC. We have taken steps in the past to ensure that manpower is
MeghalayaPost.news